Universe, what's good? Hopefully you're good. I'm not tired, you're tired. I'm doing a factory game for now. We might pivot to something else, but I was thinking about playing yesterday, and it was my stream game that I was thinking about playing, and I was like, I can't do that. I already see stuff I want to change dramatically about this. I feel like that's most of how this goes for me. But it looks like we've started collecting uranium. Right, so we were going to transition over to a different type of power, I guess. But I would really like to change this depot. So I'm going to go do that. Do we have bots? I feel like we have bots. We do have bots. I'm going to cut this entire thing and put it somewhere else, specifically much lower down. We don't have a lot of bot speed, so it will be kind of slow. What type of sciences do we have? We have red bloom. That takes 1,000. Are we not producing any? No, we're just producing it extremely slowly. Why are we producing it extremely slowly? Our blue science is very slow. Because blue science is slow. My mathematical reason is because blue science is slow and we only have 5 of them. How the heck did the train? Oh, it must have already been in its stop. I turn on the MapleStory music a little bit. It's probably not even that loud, but I'm like, I'm having trouble staying asleep at night and even falling asleep. And then when I get to sleep, things wake me up. So I'm like in a perpetual state of being tired, which is pretty cool if that's what you're into. I'm not into it as much as I thought I would be, but I'm certainly into it at least a little bit. The reason I'm doing this is so that we could just have more offloading bays that are identical to the topmost one, because I like how the topmost one looks. So I want to put this, like, I guess technically I could put it here. If I put it here... No, I don't like that. I want to put it even lower. What's the downside of putting it here? Is there one? No, there shouldn't be. That'll give us a ton of space. That's what I'm going to do instead. Yeah, that's much better. That should be able to load basically anywhere now. Does it keep the rail and chain signals? It does. Nice. Gives me a little bit of wondering what the heck's going on. Oh. That is a truly unfortunate place for the sulfur pipe to go. Rectifiable, surely. Just unfortunate in this exact second. That may just be, like, sufficient. I'm gonna tell the boss to do all the hard work. That's the plan, at least. Why doesn't this connect? What's happening here? I can't turn far enough. Okay. Where... What went wrong? I should just be able to replace this. Unless it's this corner that's the problem, which is no big issue. It is this corner. Because I pasted it slightly too low, which is fine. We can easily fix it. Although our entire, like, train network's temporarily broken, which is not the end of the world. But it is a little frustrating. Right, we need a pump, which is nice because there's like a perfect place for a pump right here. It is going to need power though. We will bring power over to the pump. Now, the sulfuric acid seems to be fine. Again, this just like, it seems way more logical. Sometimes when you relook at a problem you might have had previously, it just makes more sense after a little bit. This just feels like a dramatically better idea. We have to fix some rail signals and stuff. My plan was to not do a bunch of rail stuff. I wanted to get nuclear power, so I haven't done that before. And with the nuclear power, pivot into, that'll be fine, I can connect it afterwards. Pivot into making a much bigger factory. But I liked this design. This, like, X thing in the middle. So what I wanted to do was copy like this. Because then, as long as I line up this, it should be very, very easy for me to copy the exact design. We don't have big electric poles. I'm not sure if we've automated them or not. I'm gonna probably say no, judging by the setup. Though we don't need one, it connects just fine there. This way we could just have like the same offloading and onloading stations and just have it break off up there. I told myself I'd do trains, and then when I come back to the save, I wouldn't need to do trains anymore, but I just keep finding myself doing trains. So now this should be able to just arch a few different ways. I'm gonna have one go up there. I guess I'll have to make it... I don't have to make it curve into a single spot, but I may as well. That part also needs to be fixed anyways. But with how much clearance we have there, we should be able to make like as many offloading bays as we want. Which is kind of the intent. I mean, directly the intent. It's that simple. Boom. That's not... No. Cease. Do not place any of those. I rescind my boom. I jumped the gun on that one. There we go. But see, now we have so much more space for it. Which is nice. Very poggerific. Don't want to copy that because I want another bay now. I was just trying to steal the curve downward. I'm gonna assume that this is fine. Yeah, it's fine. We don't need the underground belts yet either. Just a nice little, like, framework for setting this up. Boom! Look at us, we're cooking. They told us to get out of the kitchen, but we refused. And what a mistake that was. I'm totally, like, I swear I'm done with train stuff after this. I swear it to be true. But look, again, like I said, this way we can add in, like, more bays much easier. And we could fit in... God, 1, 2, 3, 4... Probably, I mean, we could always lower that too. We could fit in a bunch of bays here with a lot of spaciousness. I think it was worth it in the long run. Glad I noticed that now. I don't think I need any more rail signals. I think that this specific setup should be fine. I'm noticing a potential flaw in our design, but I'm not going to look into it right now. Which is, I know, kind of quitter talk, but I want to at least get our resources flowing again. We got places to be, things to do. So this is the off-ramp. I should have not dropped that as low. See, now part of me wants to redo the entire sulfur pipeline because it happens to intercede with the rail network now. It's not the smartest thing to do, but it is how my brain works. Okay, so yeah, this is an off-ramp that'll go up there now. I've never been a big fan of having, like, the intersecting rails. We won't have to have them... Okay, almost just got taken out twice. The trains are like, you open the gates, we're going. Well, considering that all three of them arrived at their destinations safely, it looks good. This has blue, it says that these are inaccessible. This is inaccessible, that's fine, that's fine. They look like they're fine. Although an interesting thing is that, technically speaking, no trains can go into this spot. So I think that if one wanted to go to iron, it would load into here. If one wanted to go to copper, it would stay loaded here. But if one wanted to go to iron, it'd go into this bay here, which I guess wouldn't be that bad. It should just be fine. We are going to have to set up some kind of rail signals for this little intersection, which is the one thing that I'm not dreading, per se. But I know needs to be done, like, as soon as possible. Because we're waiting for a literal accident to happen otherwise. So chain signals look ahead. So I am going to set up one of these back here, or up here. Oh my goodness, that scared the bejeebus out of me. Holy cow. Heart damn near dropped out of my chest. That was horrifying. That should give them... Maybe I'll do it even further back. This should read up to here to see if there's anything here, and if they are in this section, they'll stop, I hope. If not, we're gonna have a few train bumpies, which would be very funny. Wow, that actually scared the absolute heck out of me. That's crazy. Okay, I'm hoping that's sufficient for the intersection. It looks like it should be. So now the train should be running. We move this to the east a little bit so that we could have more space for offloading. We have our car there. We're not doing anything with our uranium yet, but we are gathering our uranium. Copper and iron seem fine. We need to scale up our blue science, but before that, I'd like to scale up our power. And by scale up our power, I mean figure out how uranium stuff works. I've never done it before, so that's going to be the next thing on the agenda. Let's go back to base really quick. Now that everything should be working, there could be more rail signals over here, actually, just in case a train breaks down somewhere. So let me just slam down the last few of these rail signals. That looks like we only need the one anyways. This just gives a little bit more, like, stopping power to trains that might be stuck. I don't think any of them should be stuck, because they should all have infinite fuel. Just so those stop blinking at me, I'm setting up a few things down here. We don't have any stone coming to the base or any coal. It seems like we're not consuming much coal at all. We could consider getting concrete and concreting over the area. That's not a bad idea either. We do have utility science and production science that we could make. Let's focus on the power first, and we'll look at our sciences. So we have a centrifuge available, which is for processing. We also have nuclear reactor, heat exchanger, and steam turbines. Looks like it's a boatload of steel to make a nuclear reactor. How many do you think we should make? 2, maybe? 4? 4 would make it so it'd be uniform. I don't think we want just 1. We do need a crazy amount of steel, and I don't think we have steel, like, sitting in a box anywhere, so I will be heckin' slurping right now. Oh, we do have a main bus of steel, too. Kinda hate that I put chemical plants in the middle of the main bus, but it's not that big of a deal. But I do hate it. It makes me angry. I'm assuming we have advanced circuits somewhere, being that we have chemical set up. We might need to crack light oil more. Oh, this is probably a quick and dirty. We can move this. We were probably panicking because we backed up on stuff. That makes sense. That seems problematic, though, that we're not using any lubricant at all and we're backed up on it. I guess it's not that big of a deal because it only comes from heavy oil and we're out of it right now. I'm just trying to foresee issues we're about to have. We do have red circuits, right? Because we have bots, so of course we have red circuits. Did we upgrade our smelting? We did. Okay. I'm getting caught back up to speed. I couldn't remember what we did. I'm gonna just like quick and dirty handcraft a nuclear reactor. Dude, that's a lot of advanced circuits. Wait a minute. I thought it's only 50, not 500. You know what we're gonna do? Is we are going to take advantage of requester chests, or whatever they're called, provider chests, I think. I need to clean up my inventory a bit too. I'm gonna just have this start slowly filling up this chest. Put a blockade on it, but I want like a decent amount I could pull from. We really don't need that much to pull from. We only need 500. This is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they stack to 200, so that's 1,600. Keep it at 1,000. That way I can just do a request for 500 of them. Yeah, I'll do a request for, 100 of them. 1,000 of them. So I want to try and make 2 nuclear reactors. I don't know how much power each one makes. I haven't done them before, really, or how much input they'll take. They do 40 megawatts. They can also benefit from quality, so if we can throw quality modules while making it, it seems like it would be a good idea. For perspective, how much does a steam engine make? 900 kilowatts. Wow, that is a pretty dramatic difference. Alright, the bots are all trying to fly me stuff, which is fine. I want to sit here for a second, think anyways. What do we need for these? Copper and steel plates. We need a bunch of steel plates. I don't know how many steel plates we're going to need. Heat exchanger. Uses heat to turn water into steam. So is the play nuclear reactor into heat exchanger into steam turbine? Because I know that, like, this is... At least I know that these 3 are the general setup, and the centrifuges process your uranium. Yeah, it's fine. We'll take a little bit to get the stuff. I need to clean up my inventory anyways. We're kind of hurting our base a little bit, but it's worth it. The base will be much stronger in the long run. We're gonna need even more steel than that, but I don't really want to think about too much of it right now. There's belt slurping. Okay, so we need concrete. That's something we actually have to deal with, like, basically immediately. I think concrete is made in, like, a... Is it an assembler? It might just be an assembler. Victoriapedia, my beloved. Concrete takes water, is it? Water, stone, brick, and iron ore. Made in an assembling machine. Can also make it from molten iron, or molten stone, I assume. But I don't think that's going to be viable right now. Rocket silo's coming along slowly but surely. It's interesting that you can make a rocket silo before doing yellow or purple science. Okay, so let's see here. We might upset the wildlife or the wild population soon too, which would be really inconvenient if they started biting our stuff. I haven't played a game with default biters in a long time, but they are really so non-threatening that I'm just kind of like ignoring them. Which is never good because then they're just going to crop up their ugly heads when I'm not prepared. I think that nuclear has less of an impact on the environment than steam, I think, but that might just be because we're burning so many fuels. Okay, what do we gotta do? What do we gotta do? So I want to set up... I need to set up the concrete. I've got stone here, and I've got iron ore here, so I could just do a quick and dirty of it here, and I think that's what I will do. We have water over there, which is a little bit far away, but not the end of the world. Honestly, I think we'll actually set up right here. We're not going to use like a crazy amount of this or anything. But we could set up like right next to the water, basically, with no real downside. We don't use stone brick for virtually anything right now. We will be using it once we get more sciences up, but for the moment we don't use it for like anything at all. Do I have any assemblers on me? I do have some assemblers on me. I'll just put them on different sides. I was going to just put them on one belt for the sake of size, but this will be fine. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should put them on one side of the belt, actually, because they're going to have to, I'm going to have to fit water in there, too. I forgot. Should be pretty easy to accomplish, though. There we go. And there is that solved. Set up the concrete as well while we're here. Where the heck is concrete? You could tell I haven't made concrete very often. Let me rotate it, even if it doesn't look like it could rotate. I'm a rotation fiend. My design, unfortunately, does not allow for super easy access to water. I was hoping to just pull through a boiler. I can do it down here, I guess. Actually, I'm going to do undergrounds. I was going to be like, I don't need undergrounds, but I'm going to try and walk through here in like 5 minutes and get really upset over it. This, however, I'm going to just set up with pipes and then complain about it later. The Miko way. So this should be concrete done. That's backwards, but that's fine. That is backwards. Oh, this just spits out the concrete on its own. I guess I'll just put this in our requester chest. I may as well, actually, yeah, because, or a provider chest. Putting it in a provider chest will result in a far higher likelihood of me just being able to tell the bots do this and having the bots actually do it. Do a bulk insert even though it might not be necessary. How close are we to producing these? We just need the concrete. We need a lot of concrete too, which means I am going to have to clean up my inventory more, which is a bit of a pain, but not the end of the world. Let's have the bots trash some stuff for me. The bulk inserter there. Give it some power. I've seen a lot of people randomly saying their first message in chat lately and asking me to add them on Discord. I'm not the most hip or savvy stuff, but, or with stuff I should say, but is this like a new scam? I only say it because I've seen it extremely commonly. If you actually do enjoy the stream, you could type in !Discord and join the community Discord, but my gut feeling says it's probably a scam. Should I put modules in these? The answer is almost certainly yes. Holy cow, we still need so many advanced circuits. Nah, we probably don't need modules. Maybe efficiency modules. How's our power doing? Are we falling behind? Yeah, we're falling behind. We're like just under the cusp of where we need to be, which is good because we're transitioning our power for sure. So I'm gonna want 1,000 of that as well. I'm gonna just start with 2, I think, because it is really expensive. So I want 1,000 concrete. I'm gonna assume I don't have copper going in anywhere, but it won't be bad. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 600 copper right now. Yeah, the whole factory's gonna be kicking on and kind of struggling for resources while we do this, because this is a not insignificant amount of stuff. Today I learned the Factorio UI is 10 wide. Okay. So that should be 1,000 copper, 1,000 steel. We're still waiting on the advanced circuits. We're still waiting on the concrete. Maybe I should have made more makers. In the meantime, we should probably... Hey, we can make our first nuclear reactor. That takes 8 seconds to craft, which is nothing compared to the 1,000 things that goes in, but does save us some inventory spots. We also need centrifuges, which is also going to take concrete. So I'm going to bring down my request from 1,000 to 500, so that we end up maxing out at how much we need, like, on the dot to make the other nuclear reactor. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to just go scoop up all the stuff to make the centrifuge. I don't know how many we need, but I'm going to assume it's more than 1. So I'm going to try to aim for 4 centrifuges. We can always scale it up later on if we need to, which is an option. That also takes concrete, so I'm glad we're on that. We need just gear wheels now, so I'm going to go slurp a bunch of gear wheels. I'm sure we have them somewhere. We don't have the main bus, but we do have them being created in 1 here. Surely there's somewhere where we make more. Oh yeah, like 2 feet underneath me. We have Geartopia. I don't know where the best place to rip these gear wheels are from. Probably here. This is like good enough. Really wish I had like basic supplies in boxes. Interesting that I opted to make like 2 gear makers per device. I don't know what was going through my head. I think it'd be pretty ideal to redesign the entire factory from the ground up. At some point. I don't know when though. Definitely after we sort out power. Power is like necessity numero uno right now. Okay, this is going to be enough gear wheels to make the 4 centrifuges, which I don't even know if 4 is going to be enough. I've never done this before. We've slurped enough of that. Ooh. Bonus? We are stretching our factory so thin. Turns out 4 advanced circuit assembly machine 2s with productivity modules is not enough to sate my needs. Well, that's okay. This is just our starter factory. Once we get power up, there's a few things I want to do. I want to set up turrets and stuff around the power because I'm quite nervous about getting conked. Let's go do a quick ride around in the tank and get rid of a few more nests. I'm going to assume our tank is out of rocket shells. It is basically out of rocket shells. Are we making rocket shells? Can I put in a request in the tank for rocket shells? That must be a further upgrade because I don't see that available. Cannon shell. Cool, there's 400 in there. I'm gonna just request them myself. Let's see where the tank logistics are. Is it one of these upgrades? There we go. It's a logistics system, which requires space science, which we are legally approaching, but we're also making science very, very slowly. However, we are finishing our rocket silo. Research, at least. We can make our last 2 centrifuges, so we don't need to think about those anymore. Maybe 4 of these is like really overkill too. I have no idea. I think I'm going to set up the nuclear reactors in such a way that they're very easy to change if we want to add more of them. Which should be pretty easy. If I just built them in such a way that it's like 2 southern quadrants and then have 2 northern ones available to copy the design and just flip it, it should be easy breezy. Yeah, we can get rid of that request. Rocket silo is finished, but there's got to be more useful things we can go for. It's really not. No, there totally is. I was super wrong to say that initially. We need purple for reprocessing. Oh god, it feels like we really need that. Maybe we do some quick and dirty purple science to get that in, because it's only 50. Purple science takes productivity modules. And stone. I'm gonna guess we do have a belt of stone. Wow, I'm surprised. Usually it's processed stuff, but I guess I deemed stone valuable enough to make it all the way up there. gonna assume we're gated by rails now, but we should have rails in a box somewhere. Should pick up electric furnaces too, because it looks like we're struggling at the end of these to progress with them. Again, this is just quick and dirty to like have it. We have 17 coming. Nuts. I don't realize how bad the rails would be on it. I mean, I guess I do remember that because I've set up this science before. It's just been a little bit. Do we have productivity modules on this? No, well, we certainly need that. That is very important. In fact, it'll save us productivity modules in the short and long run to put them on now. Glad we thought about it in time. Something about handcrafting science always humbles me. Maybe I should make these all in the same few machines so to get the most productivity, because it'll take a few sciences to get the productivity out. Nuts, I think I played myself a little bit on that. Not that it's the end of the world. Does this produce 3 each time, or am I crazy for thinking that? It does produce 3 each time. In that case, we have plenty of science here. But I will be putting them all in like the first 2 machines. So we have proper automation for it. But this is just like produces recipe that you can use that will make it so I assume you can automate the whole system. Yeah, this isn't going to stretch our blue science either any more than it needs to, which is good. This is going to be slower, but it's going to be a lot more resource efficient. Those productivity modules. How much do they give each? 4%? That is not a lot of productivity. Shame you can't beacon productivity. I'm guessing the reason that we aren't training in coal is just because this mine is more than efficient for our needs right now. There is a coal mine right there too, and another iron one. Okay, once this recipe is done though, all we need is the advanced circuits, it looks like. This take circuits? No. We also need more steel, it looks like. Unfortunately, advanced circuits are just going to be kind of extraordinarily slow to come by. What's the craft for them? I know it's green circuits and something else. Copper cables, green circuits, plastic wires. We can handcraft a bunch. Just to help with the speed, but I want to hang here for the moment to keep hand feeding the scientists while we make them. Look, we already got a productivity proc, so we're hacking saving science. Science is saved. Science is back on the menu. Ooh, there wasn't enough blue in there. That's rough. We really need to step up our blue. I wish that this was like satisfactory and I could leave like a to-do list of stuff on the side. Maybe there is like a to-do list. Not that I see, though. I'm gonna assume there's not. We're nearly done. This is a 50 science recipe, and we're at 75%. Thinking we only need 1 or 2 more crafts to actually round it out. We got 7 science in the machines right now. Oh yeah, we're definitely good. The logistics storage is -1. That's funny, I didn't realize it would go negative. I assume because it's inside of a bot's hands right now, so it's in the storage. It exists in the network, but not in a storage. So you show a negative number to show that it's in transit instead of just saying 0. It's a creative way to do that. Alright, I'm canceling the rest of these sciences. I think what we have in there is enough right now. I know what we have in there is enough. So let us go and start handcrafting some red science. As we finish the nuclear fuel reprocessing, which is the end of like the nuclear line altogether. Don't even know like the recipe. Let me put down a centrifuge wherever that is in my inventory. There it is. And let's actually look at it. So it has 2 recipes. Uranium processing, which is a 0.7% chance of uranium-235, which I think is the good uranium. And then we have nuclear fuel reprocessing, which is the depleted cells will produce 3,238s. Is that useful? How do 238s function, I guess, is the question. Okay, so you need 19 of them in 1,235 to produce uranium fuel cells. I see. They're also used in the cannon shells, explosive cannon shells, the ammo, and the Kovarex enrichment process. But I'm guessing we can't do that without space, and that would be correct. But that will let us get even more of the good uranium. But this makes it so that we don't end up with a backlog of empty fuel cell containers that don't do anything. So this is like an absolute dubski for us. Man, I had no idea these were like so oppressively expensive. Maybe I go make the framework for both of them, set it up. I don't even know how many more heat pipes. Are heat pipes just like for distance, or do they actually diffuse on a per pipe basis? Do I have anything about nuclear power in the Factoriopedia at all? Actually, it would be under tips and tricks. Nuclear. Uranium. Power. Beam power. What if I put one down? Does that... So its fuel is uranium fuel cells, makes sense. It has a specific temperature. It has heat outputs at every cardinal direction in the diagonals. Gonna make a few heat pipes. We're gonna see what they look like. So they have a temperature. Uses uranium fuel cells to generate heat. The heat output increases when the build is next to other reactors. Okay, so I'm glad we're making 2 then, because it seems even better then. So we'll have 2 adjacent ones here, and we'll leave spots for ones up there. We'll have that go out. This needs water, too, then. So heat goes into here. Water comes out here. So it functions like these boilers, except for now it has the extra caveat of needing heat, which is produced by a nuclear reactor, which is then dispersed into steam by a heat exchanger. The max consumption is 10 megawatts. The generation is 103 steam per second. Versus, oh, I forgot to use quality modules. It's too late now. I mean, I guess it's not too late for the second one. Versus 60 steam per second. So this produces about twice as much. And then this spits out into steam turbines, which consume 60 per second instead of 30 per second. And produce 5.82 versus 900. Okay, so it consumes twice as much to make way more than twice as much steam. Great. And that just goes like that. And that should be the general design. We're going to need to get water up there. I think what we'll do is, I say up there, I don't know in my head, I've had it built over here, but maybe we'll build it here instead. Keep it a little more inland and defensible, I guess. Actually, it would be nice to put it closer to the uranium in itself, because we have the uranium here. So yeah, I'm going to go with here, I think. This general area. Our circuit production stinks, and it's partially because we're making blue science, which is heating a lot of it, I'm realizing now. But we had to use some blue science, so the belt's not backed up, so that'll take a while, but I think it's probably better to let the belt buffer up a little bit. Maybe. I was like, where's my other centrifuge? There it is. I also don't know how many centrifuges we're going to need. Maybe we need one more for, like, the extra process. I'm going to go with 3 and 1 and see how that works. It's kind of tough for me to tell, because we have a crafting speed of 1, which is, like, fine. It's better than an assembling machine, too. But the issue is, like, what it spits out is, like, a weird ratio. A 0.7% chance at the good stuff, 99.3 at the bad stuff, and then we need to take cells that we've used. So we also need an input and an output of the power plant. I guess I can start making it now. Oops. I'm sure I have one of these already. Just making one really quick. The train seem to be doing fine, though it surprises me that you're at the uranium mine. I wonder if we mine uranium very slowly, perhaps. Have we stopped mining it altogether? Did I disconnect the power down there? I shouldn't have. I think we're gonna have to go investigate what's going on down there. Because it surprises me greatly that that's still straight chilling there. The network goes down there. Of course we can't see in that one spot, but the fact that that's not full means something's scrunky. We need more radars, is really the conclusion I made. I didn't realize it shows red marks on the map. That's funny. It would have been much quicker to just like drive a tank through here, if I'm being candid with you. And just say heck nature. I'm gonna let my boyos charge up because we're getting low on power anyways. We'll investigate what happened with the uranium. I'm guessing that it's not getting power, but it doesn't make a lot of sense because the power poles I could see are giving power. I don't totally get what's going on. I don't think it's a missing rail because it would warn us about that. The sulfuric acid broke, and I didn't fix it properly. That's my final guess. And wouldn't you know it to be true, the sulfuric acid is empty down here. Or perhaps we're just not producing much. But I'm thinking that this probably broke somewhere down the line and I did not patch it properly. I gotta get some exoskeletons. Oh, here we go, moment of truth. I'm dumb. I'm pumping it the wrong way. And now the miners are working again. Unbelievable. But at least we found out sooner than later. Like when we're waiting for our power to work and realizing that we ran out of uranium. Okay, I'm gonna let the bots figure out some more of this while I think about the design. I guess I could start it in a blueprint, right? How do you, you know, right-click deconstruction planners? Maybe when it's in a book it works like that. Oh, I guess there just needs to be something in it. That's so strange. I don't know why I can't just draw a blueprint from nothing. That's fine. I'll just wait a little bit longer. We're nearly done anyways. I could help the bots, but I feel like they get a sense of pride and accomplishment from doing stuff like this, so it's better to just let them do their thing. Like, I could do it for them, but then they won't accomplish anything and they won't be proud of themselves. My thought process, too, about where we're putting this is that it's going to be kind of smack dab in the middle of everything. Like, right now we have the,
Emma Joshua 44, thanks for following.
Appreciate the follow, my friend. Hopefully you're doing good today. It looks like putting it there will be efficient. So we already have our power kind of in the middle of everything, so it should be very easy to wire it back in. I mean, it should be easy anyway. Oh my goodness, that is so unbelievably bad. Yeah, I'm thinking we're losing all the lubricant, which is really unfortunate. Oh no, I just saw them waddling down. I meant to deal with those earlier. That is so not cash money. I was gonna set up turrets up there too. I'm glad I didn't put something expensive down up there. Oh, there goes all of that. Oof, that hurts. Well, thankfully we weren't using the lubricant, I guess, but this was not exactly how I wanted to lose the lubricant. Oh, a nest spread over there. That's unfortunate. I hate that for me, actually. Well, not the direct end of the world. It is super inconvenient to lose that lubricant. We weren't using it yet, but losing resources is just like oofies, especially a 100,000 lubricant with no real recompense for it. But let's just lick our wounds, remake it, set up a few turrets. The bugs have made a grave mistake. One that will be met with a very hellfiery response from me. Okay. Everything is functioning again. Unfortunately, we're back out of lubricants. I need to go deal with some jerks. Because they have absolutely wronged me for the final time. Uh-oh. When did you get so evolved? We're gonna have to get some weapon damage up. Surprised that these are big worms already, too. Oh, we're getting big biters, too. I guess we have been playing the save for a while. I got too complacent. I did clear the bugs out from the north, and I should have done that sooner. But we'll do it now. I think those ones to the west are more of an immediate threat, but I'm gonna just clean out everything here because I don't want another losing 100,000 lubricant mishap. I'm glad that I saw it on the map for like a second or two before it happened. I don't know how long it was actually visible there, but when I noticed it, I was just like, go mode. I got in there and we got there before. It could have been a lot worse. Like, it certainly sucked, but actually, I don't know if it could have been much worse, realistically. I guess losing the petroleum would suck a little bit more. This is certainly one of those mad 'cause bad situations. At least these worms aren't big. Big worms are just, like, such a drag. I keep getting scared I'm gonna get stuck, but we're in a tank. It's not really gonna be an issue compared to if we were in a car. And yet here I am getting stuck. Those big biters are so beefy, even without like increased difficulty. I've been playing a Death World map like slowly over the course of like months and months with my my roommate when we have time, but we both get pretty busy. Primarily my roommate gets really busy, but I get busy sometimes too. So it's been a slow drip, but it's been a fun playthrough. Much harder than this, biter-wise. But I'm not, like... Dealing with biters is fine. It's not, like, the selling point of this game for me. I know that, got a few friends that basically, like, live and die by how difficult the biters are. And that basically determines if it's worth playing. And that was definitely expansion with those big worms. I don't think big worms can spawn in the default ones. But we just got a little bit unlucky with that spawning into our goop. We got one big biter popping out as well. We have a damage up we can get feasibly. We have projectile damage. Holy, that's expensive. But that is the one that doubles the tank cannon damage, so I'm going to set that up. It'll take a long time for us to get that done, though. Getting the productivity modules inside is definitely going to help. Wait, so is this an expansion as well, then? It must be with the big worm. At least that was my understanding, is that big worms can't spawn at the start of the game. Okay, there's some stuff to the west here I'd like to deal with, and some stuff to the... Oh yeah, stuff is heckin' spreading now. I'm sure it was spreading before, but now I've noticed it. So what's an efficient way to deal with them? Well, we can't really feasibly get access to artillery for a while. We can just manually go around and beat up stuff when the time is appropriate, which is what we're doing now. At the appropriate time being, they decided to break some of my stuff and now I'm angry. Setting up some walls and turrets is probably going to be the next play. Maybe take some of that concrete, slam it down to the base so it's easier to get around. Then take the rest of our stone, turn it into walls, and maybe set up some kind of blueprint for robo-ports to get full coverage, make a big box, put a bunch of turrets around that way. If it breaks, we have some time to react to it. Ah, look at this one that just popped up too. Gotta be like 4+ hours since we last thought about doing biters, so this is certainly well overdue. There's probably even more in this area or down in this area. I'm gonna just try and keep clearing and making like a big gap between us and them. Because I do want to set up those walls and turrets, like I said. Actually, you know, flamethrowers would probably be even more efficient. I was thinking about how I'm gonna supply the bullets, but I don't think the bullets are gonna be necessary. I think that flamethrowers will be just fine. At least that's my expectation. There are more here, but I'm going to wait on these ones for now. Those are going to be the ones that cause the spread, though. But I would really rather wait until we get physical projectile damage 5 and can start one-hitting the nests again. I am going to do a sweep, however, of this area. Something else that we could do is set up some... Alright, nature's kind of throwing hands down here. I'm going to just go around. We could set up some offensive, like, little guard outposts with radars to give us an idea of when they spread. That'll be a lot less resource intensive than making the big wall, and we won't need to stress about like expanding our base out in a bad direction. If we do make a big wall with flamethrower turrets and stuff, which we may do, it's gonna have to be much bigger than the base is now. Be even better if we can encompass. Actually, yeah, that would probably be it. Is we try to like encompass maybe like this area here. Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad, because if we do a line here, a line down here, this bottom left corner would be the hardest part, but we have water coverage here, and that will give us like a crazy amount of safe space. It'll be a big project to do. How far are we off of laser turrets? We have laser turrets. Well, shoot. Maybe we'll just do it with laser turrets and flamethrowers then as like a next project thing. Our pollution's getting close to those lads down there. Because I figure we're going to have dramatically more power, right? I don't think our infrastructure can sustain laser turrets. I mean, I know it can't sustain laser turrets right now. But big spitters are heckin' stinky, and I don't want them to ruin all of our happy fun time. So that's going to be the next projects. Next projects are going to be setting up the power improvement, which we are in the process of now. I'm going to just scout a little bit down here and swing up around the right side to make sure that there's nothing funky that went down there. And then we're going to make the wall trademarked. This is far enough away where I don't care right now, but we should just deal with it while we're here. That one is also stinky. It's going to be such a pain. I'm not going to deal with these right now. It's going to just be kind of a waste until this finishes. I'm impressed that this hasn't, like, fallen off yet. I thought we would run out of blue, like, way sooner, but maybe we had a big enough buffer and this one's slow enough. Or maybe because I'm not grabbing all the red circuits, but this gives us like an okay size buffer. Right, I want to check the right side too. I'm going to assume the right side's fine because we cleared everything out there before, so there shouldn't be anything spreading there unless it's spreading from the south upwards. I like our little pond squares. Those are nice. It's really brings a lot of ambiance to the base. See red down there. That's a very sizable base. Are these just enemies up here, or are these worms? These are worms. Wonder if a base tried to spawn, but the wall stopped it. This is going to be a lot of walls to complete this, but I think it's probably worth it. We can always deconstruct and reconstruct walls later on as well. We want to make it bigger in any direction, but I think the space we're taking, at least what I'm planning to take, is quite a lot bigger than we are currently. Cliff explosives would be nice too, but we also have to set up the base because we are going to be going to space at one point, and I don't want the base to just kind of get overrun and destroyed while I'm on, like, Leba or something. Leba, my beloved. Okay, well, that was an adventure. We got our vengeance, at least, so I guess we've got that going for us. At the cost of a lot of lubricant. I'm sure we built up a lot, but it's just a waste of resources, which feels bad. Do we even have anything we could use lubricant on yet? I know you use them for blue belts, but we don't have those available. Surely there's, like, something we could have been using the lubricant on. Electric engine units is what we were using them on for sure. You need those for flying robot frames. Thankfully, we've got a bunch of them already, so it's not like a huge issue, but... Alright, back to the base. We've made it again. I'm a little surprised the bot isn't automatically repairing this, because it is damaged and we do have things. Oh, the bot must be floating from really, really far away somewhere. No, okay, it just did it now. Alright, weird. I'm gonna just park this here for the moment. Okay, there should be no immediate threats. We do have threats looming, but no immediate threats, which means I'd like to try to set this up now. And then the next project's going to be setting up that big wall in our defenses, and then expanding out everything. But power first, then I guess the wall. Are we making walls yet? Because if not, that's got to start like right now. We have 2 wall makers, but I'm guessing those are going to military science. I'm going to just stand here so the bots have an easy time emptying out my inventory. Wood. Oh my god, you don't have anywhere to put it. You know, just because you asked so nicely. Alright, so it looks like we came back and we do have enough red circuits to successfully make our second centrifuge, nuclear reactor. We're missing some copper and steel plates, which are very belt slurpable. So we will do that. Then we'll set up our nuclear reactor. I don't know how many we're going to need. Makes 40 megawatts of heat. Each one of these can max out at 10 megawatts of heat. Oh, that's simple then. But this improves when they're adjacent. I'm gonna assume it improves by 50%. I feel like I remember hearing that or something at one point. So I'm going to say that because these consume 10 megawatts of heat, we're going to need 6 of them per each one. I'm hoping that if we set up 2 next to each other, it'll tell me how many, so that we can get a nice ratio of it. Great. This also means we're going to need a boatload more copper plates. Which is unfortunate because we're already hurting on them a little bit. We have our 2 nuclear reactors. Plus 0% neighbor bonus. So it has a neighbor bonus, but it's not working presumably because there's no fuel in it. I'm going to look up really quickly what the neighbor bonus is. It's 100%? Holy moly. Alright, great. In that case, we're going to need 8 for each side. Which is to say, our poor copper supply. Oh god. You know, I'm actually gonna go downstream and slurp it more efficiently. Get it from the tap. We clearly need to put more productivity modules into the everything, I guess, would be a good way to put it. Really just everything. Right, we need 800 more. These are not coming super duper quick. Definitely need an additional or just bigger furnace stack, but again, we'll redesign everything soon enough. So what is the recipe while we're sitting here? It is just 10 uranium ore. So this is actually like really easy to set up once we have the uranium ore. We're just gonna break off the uranium ore, put it in that area of the forest we cleared out. I should probably set up some turrets too. One thing I am aware of is that if your reactor gets blown up, I think is the rule, after a certain point. Oh, construction robot, you came home. Little buddy, you traveled so far. I'll come to you. I'm so sorry. I knew you were out there somewhere. I'm so glad to see you again. Dang, that was kind of an emotional reunion. I didn't I didn't expect to be hit with that. I don't even remember what we were talking about. It's not important. Construction robot came back home, and that's the important thing. I should set up turrets, right, because nuclear reactors can explode, which is bad. Interestingly enough, if we go past 2 of these as well, we're going to need even more. But not a crazy amount more, because assuming we make a little, like, pot of them in a 2x2, it'll only be increased by 100% each. Which, assuming that it's additive and not multiplicative, it would need 12 each? I'm gonna assume we need way more than, like, what we have type-wise. Let's go steal some steel, not some bullets. We also need a boatload of steam turbines. I didn't remember doing the ratio on this. This consumes 60 per second. These produce 103. We're going to have 16 of them. It's going to be a weird ratio. I guess the logic is that it's just 2 steam turbines per heat exchanger. Because it outputs 103. And these consume 60 each, so I guess it's just 2 to 1, which means we want 32 of these. Which is a lot more copper. Oh my god, I've never set this up before. I didn't realize how copper intensive this was. I think I would have changed it up a little bit by, like, having more copper available at the start, if that was going to be the case. We are heckin' hurting on it. We need gear wheels. While we're waiting for the copper to back up a little bit, let's go nab some gear wheels from somewhere down the line. Oh, hey, gear wheels. There we go. I was struggling to grab both lines at once. Dang, we need so many steam turbines. I mean, it's fine. It's a shame that these aren't made out of the other steam engines, because it would have been nice to just kind of directly convert that upwards into these. Not that it's the end of the world or anything, of course, but it just would have been nice to be able to take the old setup. Although I guess doing that would turn off the factory for a while, which is probably less than ideal. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the old wait and see method. Hasn't failed us up until now. I want some more roboports to slam around while we're doing this as well. Hey, there's projectile damage 5. That actually came faster than I anticipated. Definitely happy to see that, because that's the one that immediately allows your cannon shells to do, like, basically double damage, which is night and day. Anything else useful that we can get? Combinators are interesting. I could potentially use those to... So, I could keep the steam power up, and then set it up so that the steam power only kicks on if we need it to, if things get too stressful with combinators. I've done that before. My roommate actually taught me how to do it. Maybe I should just set up these things to auto-craft instead of making them myself. Nah, it's fine. We're almost done with this anyways. I'll just make a request for iron gear wheels whenever we need more. What is exoskeleton behind me? Whoops. We already have exoskeletons available. Holy moly, why haven't I made those? Because they take blue circuits, and I haven't shut up blue circuits yet. That makes sense. Thanks, past me. I just feel so slow. I hope my ratios on these are correct. I'm pretty sure they are. But I hope that they are, because if they're not, that'd be really embarrassing. We need more gear wheels. I'm gonna request 2... Actually, we can see how many we need. So it's 50 per thing. We need 22 more. 22 more? That's 1,100. We'll just slurp copper until then. Because we need... Goodness gracious, we need just as many copper plates. I guess we could start on the design. You know what we'll do? That's a good idea. We're going to put in a request for 1,100 copper plates. Gonna make a bulk inserter. What do we need for another red chest? I know we don't have enough stuff. Looks like steel. Boom. Let's just go grab some green circuits too. I would love to get robot speed up as well. Oh, that's rough. Such an enormous improvement on them too, but it takes yellow, which we certainly don't have yellow. And we can't raw dog some yellow either. Is not in the cards currently. I could pivot and go make some. Okay. I am going to limit this chest really low because I don't just want like millions of copper sitting around for no reason. So let's grab the roboports and give us more coverage because there's like a lot of stuff that doesn't have coverage currently. Roboports, I think, do they function as radars? Am I crazy for thinking that? Maybe they don't. I was thinking they do, but now I'm thinking they don't. So life goes. Sometimes it do, but sometimes it don't. This way, by setting up these roboports, we'll always kind of like be in range for our bots to bring us stuff, so we'll know when everything's done. This is a terrible web of roboports, but so it goes. I definitely want some visible down here as well. In case I need to change anything from afar for the robo plant once we get everything set up. Okay, so let's get into the actual nitty-gritty of this. Finally, it is time to actually start using this uranium that we got, like, probably months ago at this point, in real time. Oh my god, I ran out of belts. Thankfully, we're in a position where everything can be brought to us. Unthankfully, our bots are slow as sin. So while they're probably trying to bring us belts right now, they're not getting slow at it, which is not like a slight at them. Just an unfortunate consequence of how far away we are from like the proper crafters. Really? That goes that far? Huh, I wouldn't have expected that. That is a lot uglier than I was hoping. There, that's a lot prettier. Fellas, I got this crazy idea. Why don't we adopt a dog and then realize we don't want a dog and put it outside on its own whenever it annoys us? No, that's a terrible idea? Oh, that's weird. Only my neighbors got the memo. I kind of love this design, but I think that this is horribly inefficient. But I do love it for some reason. Okay, so these will produce two different things. So the logical thing is to have long-handed inserters on one side, which will push out the goods. And then short-handed inserters on the other side. I should bring this closer so it's less wavy. I mean, it's still gonna be wavy, but it'll be like more evenly wavy, I guess. And this will be the bads, and we're going to have the bads get... no, they don't have to get repurposed, do they? No, this is fine. This is fine. We've got the goods, we've got the bads. They'll all be together. This is new to me, okay? I'm learning. Set up power here. So they'll produce both the things we need. How do we make the uranium fuel cells? Those are not actually made in centrifuges, are they? They are not. They're made in assembling machines. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm gonna assume we don't need a crazy amount of these. I didn't filter these, so it just looks like I'm dumb, which is really unfortunate. I also forgot to put down the other grabby hands. Okay, so... Can I make this more eloquent? The answer is yes. Surely I don't need more than like one assembler doing this. These can also take modules. I don't know if productivity is worth it. Oh, look at the low power warning. I mean, it makes sense. We are pushing ourselves to the brim here. We knew that we had to do the power upgrade. It is a lot of investment to get us to get to this point. Plus, our factories are running in like full force. Okay, we need iron plates for this, and I completely forgot. Which is fine. I guess there's like a point for making it up there, but thankfully we have iron that just kind of exists down here. That's not iron. I mean, we do have iron straight from the source, I guess. It's not going to use a lot of iron plates. This will be fine. It is taking it like really early on in the factory's like ecosystem, but it really shouldn't use a lot of them. Like the most it's going to be is just sitting on heckin' belts doing nothing. Or most of it will be doing that, I should say. Alright, so now we need to wait for our first uranium-235. I really hope that these, like, last a little bit, these fuel cells. Fuel value 8.0 GJ, which I think is gigajoule. What's the fuel value of the solid fuel we've been making? Does it say it there? 12 megajoules. So that should be an immense amount of power. I shouldn't do any gotcha pulls anytime soon because we still haven't spit out any uranium 238. Now, what do we do with all the excess ones we have? So we're gonna have a bunch of uranium 238. I guess we could turn it into uranium rounds and stuff. Kovarex will be really nice to get too. I feel like we're just going to be swimming in uranium-238 though. Actually, no, we should have a good ratio, right? Because this puts it at a 5% chance to get a 235. No, we're going to have a terrible ratio. I don't know what to do with the excess yet. Right? I'm not crazy for thinking this. Could always burn it later. I guess the remainder will just be going to other byproducts like the ammo and stuff. Which means we want to get military... No, that's not what it is. Okay, how about uranium? Uranium ammo is available, but we need to get military 4 first, and means we need to set up utility signs. It's not viable quite yet. Maybe I needed more of these. I could also potentially set up a quality one, but that seems like a lot of work for my little peanut brain right now. So this recipe only takes 1 to make one of the things, though. Alright, so we'll just let that be as it is for now. I don't really know... Oh, I forgot you want to get rid of the rest of these trees. I'll let these do this while I think. Oh, let me think. I really don't know what to do with those excess cells. I don't want to just throw them in a box. I mean, well, once we get yellow science and stuff up, we can absolutely find a use for them. But for the moment, it just feels a little bit bad not having them do anything. Is there another place to get fuel here, too? There is. Perfect. So that's already in our walls. I want to set up that, too, because if we're going to be doing walls the way I want to with flamethrowers, I want to make sure we have enough oil to sustain everything in the base. So I think... I've been told that flamethrowers are very, very efficient. It shouldn't be too big of a problem. Alright, we almost have 100 at this point. So logically, we would expect to see one eventually. No. This is a problem. I guess I'll set up a box here. A shame box. Which will grab the excess... Oh, we're out of blue inserters. I'm surprised we don't have blue inserters as a requested thing. Surely it's in a box. Let's put it there to save a power pole. Alright, let's just work on our setup. So I want a centrifuge to process the things that have literally no... I think the spent casings, whatever they're called. They're not called spent. Fuel cell? Empty fuel cell? Something fuel cell? Depleted. They literally have nothing except putting them in a recycler to remove them from the world or turning them back into uranium-238. So we may as well turn them back into uranium-238. Even if we're storing it, we could use it for uranium rounds and stuff like that later on. Recyclers means we could just, like, put it at the end of our thing as, like, a stop gate to just be, like, done. Yeah, I'm really thinking about productivity modules in these bad boys now, though. Now that I realized how unfortunate these fuel cells are to get, yeah, I want to throw those in. Alright, we're currently... We're not playing RuneScape, but I do think we're drawing uranium-235, which is unfortunate. Alright, I'm gonna try and set this up now. Thinking... moving these sulfur pipes, but we might not need the space. It might just be fine. I'm so nervous to put this down, because if this gets attacked for any reason, we're just kind of, like, conked. I want to place a few turrets. I know it's almost certainly not necessary, but I'm gonna feel a great deal better not losing an important chunk of the facility. We apparently don't have fast-handed inserters inside of a box for distribution. Are we creating them? We sure are. We just don't have a box for them. Well, let's make a box for them so that we can get those distributed to us. Oh, the bot migration. It's so beautiful. Every time it starts getting cooler, all the bots go south. Bringing their iron gear wheels and their power poles. It's a beautiful time of year for certain. We're getting mighty close to where we want to be. Material-wise. We're satisfied on gear wheels as of now. Gonna remove that one. I want to move my fast inserters over to here for my own sanity. We're almost satisfied on the copper plates, too. I'm surprised that we had so many copper plates ready to go. But I am impressed. Good job, bots. What are we short on? Pipes, perhaps? Pipes, indeed. We have 25 being made. I just need more pipes. More pipes, pipes. Alright, 32. Perfect. Alright, looks like we can get it set up. I was really hoping we'd have some fuel cell to start the whole process off. But that's okay. Smile. And... no. You gotta be kidding me. Are we gonna go double drop rate on a stupid uranium-235? Am I doing something wrong? No, I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm coping. I wonder how long a single fuel cell lasts. Because if it's not that long, we're gonna need a lot more centrifuges. We do have this extra one here, but I wanted that one for the reprocessing. Although, Lord knows at this point, we're never going to be reprocessing because it's just going to take so heckin' long. Alright, let's set up. I'm going to try and put it like the middle of this area. With some area on the bottom and top available. So the important thing of our design is we need an output and an input. That is like a complete necessity. Something to take out the depleted cells, which we have here. And something to put in depleted cells. Depleted is not a word, I'm sorry. In addition, we need to put down heat exchangers. Oh right, I wanted to put down these turrets too. I'm gonna assume the biggest threat's gonna be from the south, but this will just be like, this is just whatever. I don't have any bullets on me anymore, but that's fine. I have combat shotgun shots. And then we will have a centrifuge here. Which will take in the depleted cells and then reprocess them. Because if we don't do that, then these cells will eventually back up. Oh my god, look at them! They're beautiful! We produced multiple at once? I didn't realize the recipe made several. Glory day! I love seeing that. Either that or we got extremely lucky, but I'm willing to bet that we got a few of those spit out at once. Yes, okay, we have some power at least. Phew. Do we really need that many pipes, or is too many pipes just excessive? We need water. I forgot about water. Okay. So to fully satisfy this, we need 8 on each side. Wow, this is actually going to take a lot of space. I definitely undershot how much space this is going to take on the sides. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change up my original mental design. I'm going to have these pipes go straight downwards. See, the thing is, I don't know if there's like a fall off of heat distribution in the pipes. If there is, I'm going to need way more pipes. If not, I'm going to just have all these set up down here. We also need to bring down the water. I did build this in a place where there's not any easy to get water. Our water's turning green. Sad end, dude. Hate that for us. Okay, let's slurp up some iron. Make a few more pipes. I think we'll also make our own pump for this as well. I don't really know how many pumps you need. I believe pipes have like infinite throughput on this kind of stuff now. I don't know how much water it needs, but I'm going to assume it needs a good chunk. It might not even be like sufficient to only make 2. I can never find these in my inventory literally anytime. Where is it? There it is. Oh my god. I don't know why it's such a battle for me every time. Oh, this makes me want to play Maple Story. I mean, obviously it's like Maple Story music, but like, this takes me back. You know, I could train the water in. This is almost certainly like more of a set it and forget it kind of solution instead of, oh boy, I hope the train can throughput enough water. Which is funny, but not as efficient as I would have quite liked. Yeah, we're gonna go. No, let's bring it down here. I don't know. I don't want to make it so that it's going to be in the way of where we're setting up more uranium-related things later on. Bringing it through the train tracks kind of blows chunks, too. That should be fine. I do have an odd number of undergrounds, but that's just because we lost the machine earlier. It was a little bit sad. They're the machines that we were raging against. What the heck? I'm picking up the wrong thing. I'm losing my mind here. I mean, I guess the bright side is the rest of the factory is just kind of buffering now that we're not, like, choking it out. I hope that this, like, really goes hard. This is a lot of investment for a system that I'm assuming will be good, but I don't actually know will be good. So these should be easy enough to set up like this. Which is the design I usually do on my Steam engines. They should function the same. How much is this? This is 10. Assuming the no throughput issues on the pipe thing, it should be fine, but we'll have to see. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Dry trees in the way, that's so rough. And we need 8 boilers. Wait, that works perfectly? I don't know why I thought that these weren't going to just be able to like plug and play like that. That's crazy to me. Did I line up the water perfectly? Haters will say it's fake, but believers will know that that's real. Holy. So my thought process was I put it a little bit further to the side than I would have liked to, though. But it can't really be helped with the train line, which is fine. Maybe, I mean, we want them to be touching, so it would be nice if they were in some sort of, like, cluster that fit nicely. Let's remove more of these trees, because heck nature at this point. I think we're going to move our nuclear reactors a little bit to the right so they're centered, because it'll make it a lot easier to build later on. The issue is I think we have to move this sulfur pipe, which is not that big of a deal, but it is a little bit annoying. But this is mainly looking for aesthetic rather than function, which I feel like is a big part. If you're not going for aesthetic, then it's totally valid, but I would much prefer to do a nice looking aesthetic to go with it. I know this is like the big cope, but I feel like the bots have gotten faster. Maybe it's because we're not clearing as big of an area of trees at once. I feel like the bots have kind of leveled up. That would be sick. Bots having like an experience system. I'd be super down with that. I want to keep these separated, I think. I mean, there should be no real reason to keep them separated, right? The nice thing about this, we don't need to move this pipe super far. The less nice part is that these mine is going to turn off for a little bit while we do this. Which obviously lacks the normal cash money attitude that we like to bring to the table. I think what I'm going to do is blueprint out, like, the whole design. Oh, running out of those pipes is ultra cringe. Speaking of ultra cringe, I've been playing Mega Bonk lately. That's been heckin' fun. Weird game, but it's been very fun. I just love Survivor-like games. You got me. That's my thing. It's what I do. I play the Survivors. No, I'm one pipe off. Okay, we can craft that one pipe. Alright, this should result in the mines still getting juice. They are. Good. Hey, look, we got a few more to spit out as well. Not many, though. They're very slow to get going. Very, very slow. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pick this up for now. I do like this design, though, so I'm going to just store it down here, because I think it works really well for what I want to accomplish. Because I want this to be like centered. This cannot be centered as long as there's a gap here. That's okay. We will remove the gap. I mean, it should be fine. As long as we're loading the steam in appropriately, this should be just fine. Assuming the water is enough, but I'm going to assume that it's absolutely enough. And if it's not, I'll fix the water separately. But the design itself will look really nice if we can pull this off. Alright, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are going to copy this design and directly paste it here because we have everything we need for it, with the exception of those stupid pipes. Can we walk over these? We can. Wonderful. So we need normal pipes and we need heat pipes. Oh, let's also quickly paste this design back down. Perfect. I'm going to extend this line out. The off chance that this one produces uranium and needs to output it. Or the fuel cell. So we need normal pipes and we need heat pipes. We need not a crazy amount of heat pipes, but we do need heat pipes for certain. Again, I don't know if they are going to diffuse the amount of like heat going through them over time. If they do, we want to minimize how many are going through, so I guess it shouldn't be a big deal. I have no idea what to do about the heat pipes. I'm living in a world where heat pipes aren't currently a problem, but I know that they certainly can be one at basically any moment. How far off am I from getting my own personal nuclear reactor in my backpack? I forgot what those are called. Like personal fission reactor? Hey T, how's it going? There we go. Portable fission reactor. Which is just to say another thing left behind yellow science. It's all yellow science. Always has been. I'm gonna get rid of those notifications because they are now driving me crazy and probably should have been this whole time, but I just wasn't paying enough attention to them to be driven crazy by them. Okay. Holy, the bots just all dispersed. Where are they going? Oh, they just were going somewhere else to charge, I guess. I wonder if it's better to put down like 2 robo ports here so they have more charging space here. We are super hurting on power, though, which has just been the case for a while. I guess we're not hurting that bad. It's funny watching the roboports consume like a crazy amount. I guess whenever the furnaces all kick on is when we start to see our issues, but we're going to need more furnaces anyways. We're going to need to ramp up literally everything. was being polite. I was letting him take my wood. Did we make enough heat pipes? Certainly not. Without a doubt in my heart, we did not make enough heat pipes. Not connected to rail? What you mean you're not connected to the rail? You should be a carbon copy of that. What happened? Is it because you have like the one extra thing there? That's totally like an illegal rail because we have like one extra rail there. That's fascinatingly jank that that works. Very, very weird. Because if I copy it down, I guess I didn't copy this specific rail. If I do this, does it even copy that? It does. And now it becomes a viable rail stop. That's so weird. I didn't know you could extend out a rail stop like that. Kinda ultra jank, but I'll just leave it as is for now because it's interesting. Okay. God, we have so few fuel cells. I really hope they last like 12 ever. Alright, we have the P-bays now that we needed to fill these into. Gosh, I have no idea if this design's gonna even begin to work. How does it going, gamer? It's going. How about with you? How are you doing today? We need probably like 30 more heat pipes. I probably should have just set up automation for them, but I didn't, and now I'm truly suffering from my own hube. Thankfully, our belts are really saturated. I'm surprised. I felt like we were struggling a lot more. How are the bugs looking? Not extremely close yet, but they are directly in my mind. I will not remember, or I will not forget the lubricant disaster of 26. I mean, 25 is not 2026 yet. Yeah, I just Googled it. I was like, it's not 2026. It's got to be 2025. As it turns out. Yep. Look, everything after 2020 has been a blur to me. You gotta believe me, boss. It's not my fault. Alright, I'm gonna try with these many heat pipes. What's going on with our copper here? Surely I should just have like a splitter up in here. Unless I really wanted it on that one side of that belt, but I don't think I do. Okay. Heat PPAs. I'm thinking this is not enough heat PPAs. This is not enough heat PPAs. Oh, even if I'm like really conservative with them, it's still too short. Oh, nuts. I mean, technically I could probably save a few there, but let's just go make the 2. That's what I get for not just like setting up the automation for them. And this should be sufficient. My entire idea is that we just copy and then flip this and blueprint it. And later on we can add that stuff in and just double our, more than double our output. But the downside too is that we'll also need to add more of the boilers and stuff, but it shouldn't be that bad. I might have to change the rails design though if I want this to be here. I might have to move the whole thing slightly to the right side. Maybe I should just do that now. Because like, if this is improved by the neighboring bonus by 200%. Wait, hold on. Do I misunderstand this? Because this is putting out... No, it is putting out more heat. These consume 100 each. They defaultly put out 40. Wait. They consume 10 each, not 100. Okay. So it's normally 4 to 1, but then it'd be 8 to 1 and then 12 to 1, assuming it goes like that. Which means that I'd want to add on 8 more down here. Although I can just curve it up here and have them here, 4 here and 4 here. I don't mind that actually. I think that design could actually be pretty dope looking in the end. See, like this? Yeah. I think that's totally it. I think that's a really cool design. Now, the pipes. It's fine. I mean, I hate it, but it's fine. I've had to move this pipe so many times. We don't have to move it meaningfully, but I'm gonna move it like a decent chunk this time in case I change my mind again. Definitely the pipe I've moved the most in any Factorio game. By like a pretty enormous margin. Pipe is really getting to me. I now have a pipe problem, and hopefully a pipe solution. Okay. Because now if I copy, paste, and flip this, it should be fine. I might have to move these belts, but that should be easier. Use some underground belts. That should be easy. I didn't put a pipe in this one. I've only learned it because of my blueprint being wrong here, so that's nice. But assuming the neighboring bonus functions like I think it does, this should be very efficient. And if it doesn't, well, heck. But this should be good enough to get it started, I guess? Guess I'll give it power. And if something goes catastrophically wrong, well, you know. Here we go. I'm hoping they don't burn cells super quickly when they're at high heat, because if they do, that's a real problem. We really need Kovarex enrichment to get this off the ground, I think. Because Kovarex enrichment just, like, fixes everything. Nuclear fuel is also a nice thing to use. Yeah, this eats some of the uranium-238 and outputs more 235. I was thinking it gave even more, yeah, so we definitely want that. We want space science ASAP. To get space science, we do need to actually go to space, but I think that's going to be pretty high up on the agenda. But the question is, do we want to try and get that before or after setting up our walls and our defenses? And I'm thinking the answer is actually after. But I really, really, really don't want something going, like, really, really, really wrong. So this has no input fluid? No, okay, that's just because it doesn't have any steam yet. I wonder if I did something wrong. It is 100% for a neighbor bonus. I'm gonna just wait and see. I'm gonna move these turrets as well. Losing stuff around here sucks because it's expensive, but having a nuclear hole here would be very unfortunate. So we will try to avoid that best we can. We're already halfway through our first cell and haven't reached, like, a temperature that produces anything. These have a max temp of 500 Celsius. These have a min temp of 500 Celsius. I see. So we're really just waiting for this to hit 500-ish, from what I can tell. There is a fall off through the pipes. Look, interesting. Oh no. I mean, this should be over 500 when it's at full capacity, but maybe we should make some combinators. Which I think would be deciders? I haven't done too much with combinators, so it'll be a little confusing to me. But if we could set it to, like, not go past a certain heat, we should theoretically be able to save power. Oh, there's so much to learn. Look, I'm just happy that I got to this point. This has already been like an ordeal. That's putting it lightly. Okay, so if I connect this, we're going to do some learning while we're waiting for this to turn on. If I connect this like this, connected to 1, what do these output? I could read the fuel or the temperature. Read temperature. Read temperature. So now I have an input signal of a total temperature added between both of these. I see. So if I do... This is just outputting signals. Which I think means that this can't turn it off on its own? Let's see. So if it reads T is greater than or equal to, that's less than or equal to. No, that's so T is less than or equal to, we'll set 1200. No, I had it the right way around. Great, so if that's greater than or equal to 1200, outputs full battery, which I then have to attach to something else from the front of this, I think, with the green wire. And then when that reads full battery, it'll turn it off, I think. Maybe it's a power switch? I need to go grab some more supplies regardless. This hasn't kicked on yet, which is stressing me out a little bit. Hey, look at that though. Oh my god, that it produces 10 for each one? That means we've only made like 1 so far. Oh my goodness, that's rough. Alright, let's pick up some iron and some copper so we can make some of these combinator things on the go. I think it's mainly copper that we're missing. Yeah. Just so we can experiment a little bit. I want to accomplish it seeing the heat is super high, so therefore stop functioning until the heat drops below a point. If we could do something like that. I don't even know if that'd be optimal for what we want to accomplish, but it would be interesting to learn how to do it. I could also connect it to the other thing over there and have it only turn on at certain times too, but I don't really know how to. Alright, we're about to get our first instances of these kicking on, hopefully. There they go! Oh, it's beautiful! I can't believe it works. I mean, I can believe it, but... Now a crescendo of steam turbines turning on slowly and kicking in. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at him spin. It's my first time doing this. I'm a little proud of myself, I admit it. So let's go back and look at our power switch. So this will turn something on or off. Maybe not exactly what I wanted then. Arithmetic combinator. And a constant combinator. Let's make one of each. I have learned these a little bit a long time ago. This one doesn't have power, which does in fact put a damper on it. So this one will do some type of math, I get. But why would we want it to do math? What the heck is math gonna do for me? Me circa 2000, a long time ago, in school. Whew, saved it there. Almost said a number. Where the heck is the thing? There it is. A constant combinator. What is it? What does this do? It outputs constant circuit network symbols. Oh, you know what I could do actually? If I attach a green wire from this to this and this, and then I have it go enable, disable, and it looks for T. Actually, no, it looks for battery. Actually, I guess I could just have it spit to 1. Green is equal to green. Green is not equal to green. I don't think that's right, though. Because it outputs green. But it doesn't say that there's an output signal. Why don't I just have it be 1 for now? Okay, great. So if green is equal to 1... But this doesn't feel right to me. I feel like this is just always going to be outputting 1. What happens if it's not correct? Ah, okay, so it only works when it's like that. So when green is equal to 1, enable, disable. So anytime green is equal to 1, this thing will turn off. Which is that the temperature is high enough. So it won't load anymore, I guess? Will that cause a brownout of the factory? This does accomplish what I want it to, I think. It's a little bit hard to tell. Actually, it should be easy. If I change this value to 16, or we'll do 1800. then now these should be activated. No. Okay, so what if I set this to 1200 again? This is outputting 1 now. These are disabled now. So what am I doing wrong here? Now it works, but I wanted to do the opposite. So it's reading this signal, so it's turning on. So maybe I just need to change the formula around. So if 1.8 thousand heat is less than or equal to 16 or 1200 heat, it will output this. So when it's too low, it'll output this symbol. When this symbol is outputted, no, because this is just working anyways. Why is it because I'm setting it as green? Is the green what's messing me up? When green is equal to 1, it'll turn on. So now what if I change this back to how it was before? It's waiting for source items, because green is equal to 1. Now what if I do this? It's disabled. Okay. So green just had to spit out an output of 1. I don't know if the green even matters at this point. But now I attached it to the wrong thing. That's why there's some confusion here as well. So now these are both disabled until the heat drops below 1200. Oh, this just like sits at maximum heat. Maybe I should turn off the whole thing when the heat's high instead of just the inserters? Can I do that? No. Or at least I don't see a way to enable it. This won't put any more fuel into it at least, so this should give us some sort of backlog. So it won't just be burning it for no reason and it'll get through all this stuff. I don't even know if it makes a difference though, because it'll just be burning it either way. I don't know. It's confusing. We've been able to read it, but I don't think it does what I want it to do. Because I don't know if there's a way to just turn off the nuclear reactor. Maybe that's what the power... not constant combinator, the power switch is for? So... maybe we should use the red wire. No, because I think red wires will start to, like, impact each other. Yeah, but the green won't work here. Oh, this is so confusing. Maybe this is just fine for now. Maybe I'm overthinking the necessity of turning these off. I'm hoping that 3 of these will produce enough power to keep it on. It does look like we're backing up. I think it's going down slower now that it's at max heat. We're producing... holy goodness, we're producing a lot of power. Wow, okay, great. Alright, so now raises the question. How do we erect the walls that we want to erect? And how big do we want to make our area? Things that we're going to need for this project, for the next big thing. I want to make the wall go across this area here. Probably down here, because it looks simple to defend because of the water. Then I'm going to say probably across here, because all this water is going to also make it very easy. And then straight to this wall. I think that gives us, like, the least amount of stuff to, like, have to really deal with defending. We won't have to worry about the northeast at all. We've got a lot of water to help us funnel enemies into smaller areas. I think that's going to be the play. We're going to need a few things. One, a crap load of pipes, specifically underground pipes. Two, a crap load of pumps. Three, a crap load of roboports. Four, a crap load of walls. We're going to need a crap load of a crap load of stuff, unfortunately. So I'm going to put in a request for just having 500 pipes on me at all time, because I'm going to just try to auto-craft undergrounds while doing this, or manually craft them. In addition, we need a bunch of walls. Did I make a new wall maker? Did I set up a wall thingy? I didn't. I forgot. I forgot. That's super un-Fortnite, but so it goes. Not the end of the world, but definitely un-Fortnite to not have set this up ahead of time. We're not doing any science either, but I don't really know if there's anything we really, really want right now. I haven't set up anything past blue science. We can get advanced combinators. Maybe selector combinators would be quite nice, but I don't really know. Weapon shooting speed does not affect flamethrowers, which is what we're going for. Refined flammables does. So I guess we'll set up refined flammables while we're doing this. Going to set up some automation for walls. This is such a massive waste of undergrounds, but it looks so nice. Definitely a fashion slave. Okay. So all we want are walls. My life will be ill-complete without 10,000 walls. Actually, 10,000 walls... What the heck am I doing? 10,000 walls doesn't even seem that far off of what we're going to need. It's kind of hard for me to estimate on such a big scale, admittedly, but I'm feeling like we're going to need a crazy amount of walls. Boy howdy, does this make a lot of walls very quickly. Thank goodness for that. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I got lost in the sauce for a second. Okay, so now we do a request for 1,000 walls. In addition, we're gonna need a bunch of flamethrower turrets. I think getting flamethrowers down in general will just be like a nice start, but I'd like to supplement them as well. Let's set up the northern wall first. Then we'll do west and then south, just because of their size. We definitely need to automate these, like, without a doubt in our tiny little heart, because this takes engine units, which we cannot make in our hands. We have engine units down here, and a bunch of them. We have an excess of them. Assuming we're not doing blue science, these are literally free to use. We also need to make flamethrower ammo, which is crude oil and steel. No, we don't have to make the ammo. I lied. That's for the handheld one. I'm getting lost in the sauce. Okay, so it's iron gear wheel, pipe, engine unit, and steel plate. I'm going to rip this from... our other build, but I don't know how I want to rip it from our other build. I would make more of these. I guess I don't really have an excuse as to why I'm not making more of them right now. I guess just because I want to get these up sooner than later. This whole wall project sounds like kind of a headache. We don't have... Do we have blue science up? We do have blue science up, right? We do. I guess I'll just continue going into refined flambolt research because this will just be like investing in the wall that we're already making, effectively. This will, however, cut into our engine units. Hopefully not a crazy amount, but it certainly will cut into them. This is like everything we need right here. Engine units, iron gear wheel, steel plate, pipe. This is like a... This is perfect. This is incredible. This was meant to be. This is the universe telling me, hey, good job for ripping this off of your other build instead of making one yourself. There will be no consequences to your actions down the line. Great job, sport. I'm like, thanks. I am pretty great, huh? This is struggling on pipes, but only because I'm slurping all the pipes up. So what we're going to do is make another pipe maker as well. Gosh, this is like... I'm so in the sauce right now. I don't know if one enters the sauce much more than I've entered it. I do wish I had that one mod that lets you put down things wherever you want, though. That would be quite nice. On either side of the belt, I mean. I guess we don't really need to go crazy on efficiency modules anymore. We have plenty of power. Alright, this lets the engine units flow freely again into the night. Got using the flamethrower turrets. What else do we need? I know I'm missing something. I ain't missing nothing. This is perfect. This is so heckin' spaghetti, but it's also somehow like the perfect level of spaghetti. Great, so now we have flamethrower turrets. We're gonna put those in a red box. We're gonna make a request for them at some point. But that's like the other part of like the grand scheme we need. I would like to set up this oil at some point, but I don't think it's necessary at this exact juncture. I think the important thing is having these craft, which take quite a while to craft each one. I really don't know how many we're going to need in total. I'm going to say probably close to 100, so I'm going to set the limit at... How much they stack to? Is it 50 or is it 20? Oh, I picked it up. Stack size is 50. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at 150 for now. I think that that's probably fine. We're still getting our wall up as well. I'd also like to set up roboports and a little bit of automation for repair packs at some point too. But I think step one is get the wall down and get the flamethrower turrets down. Because the first wall is not going to go too far past this point. The question is, do we want to grab that iron ore or not, and that copper? And I think the answer is going to be yes. I don't think it's going to be a particularly difficult endeavor to bring up the wall, because that still is where the water is. Like, this line right across here, just past the iron ore, would be nice, because we can have it for later if we want it. I don't know if we're going to need it, but we'll have it available if we want it, rather than have to remake the whole wall later on, which would probably be a huge bump. We've still not got back our 100,000 lubricant. We've only got back 40k so far, which is a little bit sad, but that's okay. Let's go grab the tank, because I want to go swing up there with the tank, and if there's any problems or anything, we can just deal with it in real time, because I have, like, effectively no ammo on me at all. Because I put it all in the turrets by the nuclear reactor, which, by the way, holy heck, that produces a crazy amount of power. Wait, look at this! I guess we could probably turn off the steam turbines. I'm gonna do that for now, I think. I'll let them, like, continue to function for a sec. But I'm gonna just turn all the inserters. Actually, I'm gonna just pick up the inserters. This is a lot of real estate we could be using. I'll let them burn through everything they have. But I think I'm gonna just turn them off. But leave them here for the second, you know? Just in case we need to plug them in because something goes terribly wrong. But it does look like, oh, I can't believe it. We're actually positive on it. Oh, but these aren't filling because of how I set it up too. You know what? I'm gonna just have them fill normally. I don't think we're gonna run out of cells as of now, at least. Has this processed any cells yet? It has finished 2 products, so even this is working. Oh, it's so beautiful. The big issue is this is going to certainly fill up. But it'll take a little bit to do so, and we can always just deal with it for the moment. Once we get Kovarex enrichment and the ability to use uranium for more things, I think we'll be in a better position. But for the moment... Oh, right. Let me put in a request for flamethrower turrets. We'll just have it at 50. I meant to go grab my tank, and I forgot to go grab my tank, so we will go back and grab our tank. And we will be thankful that we did. I don't want to disconnect the solid fuel because we're still using that for the trains. Did I run past the thing while I was thinking? I did, but that's okay. Better to be lost in thought than just lost altogether. Although it's not so bad to be both them at once either. That's where you hit some real character development. Yeah, excuse me while I pick the most inconvenient... Oh... path through the factory possible. Alright, let's just leave the factory so the bots stop trying to help us, as helpful as they are. So we're going to do this with crude oil. I actually, wait, hold on. How are we doing on heavy and light oil? I could also fuel it with those if it's not bad. Uh-oh. You're kidding me. We're full on petroleum? I guess that's fine if all the things to be full on. Yeah, no, we're just gonna do it with the oil, I think, because it is better to use the other fuels, but we can always just change it up later. I think there's like a single button to flush an entire pipeline. So I'm going to start the wall from the west side. This will also give us easier access to... Oh, we should make some pumps. I bet you we don't have anything to make pumps, though. Where are the pumps? I thought they're on this page. Are they on the second page? They are. We can make a few of them, at least. Because we're going to certainly need them if we're going to be pumping this oil all the way around. So we're going to want radars and stuff too, but step 1 is just to get this initial wall up. We will make it a little bit past this iron, as we said. There's a worm here? I see a worm here. Oh, I forgot we got the upgrade. So we do, in fact, one hit again, so it's not a bad time to be clearing stuff out. I think we'll do it flush here. I mean, I don't know. If we do it flush here, people are going to munch that wall a lot. Maybe we'll do it just above the iron instead. I don't even know if I want this iron. This is going to take not a crazy amount of extra resources to get, but it'll be at least a little bit inconvenient. I'm gonna do it. I determined it as worth. I'm trying to think of an efficient way to place a 2x2 of these without wanting to tear my hair out. I think that this is probably the best way. This is above the water. I didn't realize how defensible this specific spot is. Nuts. This is a really nice choke point, though. Maybe I'll make it go slightly higher. Because I quite like this spot. It should funnel everyone into this one small area here. Can I have my bots clear out this a little bit for me? There we go, another upgrade for our flamethrowers as well. I think we'll just chill on the science for a little bit. Look at how quickly we're tearing through walls, though. Yeah, I'm glad I set up that many assemblers, but even then I might have made, or should have made more, I think. Yeah, this is a really nice corner. I like this. Maybe I'll regret it in the future. But I'm thinking that once we set this up, we're basically not going to expand Novice out at all to a meaningful degree. Oh my god. Thank you so much, bots. You're the best. The downside now is that we have to dismantle this wall. Which turns out is not so bad. Should I just be using bots for this? Oh, I'm so dumb. Of course I should be using bots for this. Even if they're not the fastest, this is like fairly efficient for making it 2-wide. Oh my god, I really like undervalued how heckin' extraordinarily far it is. But like, I'm investing in the future. We're not using most of the space right now, but we might. Very nice water coverage here too. Could be a lot worse. And again, this is just a one and done. Once we make this wall, it should be effectively self-sufficient for good. Maybe we should set up those other turrets too. The laser turrets. You know, technically we could set up robo-ports and have this automatically craft itself too. If we make a blueprint with robo-ports and a radar... Actually, I don't know if the radar is necessary if the robo-port covers itself. I still am unclear on that. Too many places with a robo-port that is giving vision. We shouldn't be able to see there, I think? No, that's a radar giving vision. I wish I had a roboport off vision somewhere. Do I have one on me? It'll be really easy to check. They may need power to function as well. I'm gonna just real quick drive away and see if it keeps vision. It does. It 100% does. Yeah, because otherwise we would have a big square on that. So roboports produce vision on their own, so we don't necessarily need radars where a roboport is, which is nice. Because if we set up roboports and stuff and just set up blueprints for this, the bots should construct it themselves, which would be really heckin' convenient. And I think save a huge amount of time in the long run. The downside of this is that the bots that are in our base currently are all going to be basically, like, permanently doing that for a long time. But I think it's more than worth it. But we also are going to need a boatload of roboports, which we do not have a boatload of roboports to be crafted right now. We have a very strict amount of them. So I'm going to change that now. Wherever the heck the roboports are. For the love of everything, get me a huge stack of those ready to go. Setting up this wall without any defenses on it is a little bit dumb, I'll admit. We may just lose it, but if we do get attacked for some reason, it should just buy us time, I guess. This was more of like a proof of concept thing for myself, coming up here and setting up the walls, I guess. And also realizing that this is like 1,000 walls in itself. I can always do... Oh, hold on, bot. Didn't see you there. Sorry. I could always draw this wall closer, too. Like, we don't need this wall to go out this far into a big square. So I think I'll just draw this wall closer along the water. And just keep that corner a little extended out. It won't be as pretty if it was like a big uniform box, but I don't think it's necessary to be a big uniform box. Unless there's like a resource out there, but no, it doesn't seem nothing. The stone's there. The stone I do want inside the walls. On the other hand, it won't take so long to do any of this. Oh, it's gonna take 10 ever. Forgot that we have those blueprints there, but I think I'm gonna just leave them there for now. They look nice, even as ghosts. We're gonna put in a request too for 50 roboports. Maybe not 50, we'll do 30. We don't need any drills on us right now. Or any furnaces. I didn't even realize we made solar panels. You know, it was probably when I was setting up my personal logistics. We still need to pipe the oil as well. From a technical standpoint, I could save a lot of walls if I tried to, like, bring it up here as well. Maybe I'll do that. On the other hand, it'll be annoying for, like, piping. A little tiny copper ore. It is. No, I think I'll just go straight across. At least in this top area, it's very, like, flush, and I think it'll be very easy to set up once we get in the right spot. Our wall production is, like, completely conked by the fact that we're not making enough bricks, so let's go fix our bricks. It makes sense. The demand for bricks has not been high, and we're just not mining enough stone. Oh, no, we don't really have a lot of stone to mine. We got 100k left in that. Not a fat miller over there. I mean, 100k is still, like, decent. Let me out! Okay. think we're gonna just compact our stone dramatically more. Since there's not much to grab in other places anyways. Can a substation reach most of these? The answer is yes. I heckin' love substations. I need to make more of them. This should, in theory, dramatically ramp up. I'm mining coal from one of these. Which one is it? These two, I guess. Explains why I had it so weird before. Slightly inconvenient, but we figured it out before it caused, like, real problems. Okay, pay attention to the expected output. That means the safest one we have is right there. There, that's better. Still not a particularly satisfying amount of bricks being made. Maybe we'll go grab some productivity modules, and now that we have the power... Yeah, now that we have the power, let's go grab a bunch of prod mods, just smack them into everything that produces anything at the beginning. That gives us so much more at the end. We're not going to be able to make many more productivity modules for some time, and I don't think we have that many stored up because of what I did before. Because it's all going to roboports right now. Because we're going to need at least a decent chunk of them. Maybe I'm overstating how many roboports I need, though. It's certainly a possibility. Either way, productivity modules. Can I put them in the miners as well? I believe I can, right? Right, this'll at least let us, like, eke out a little bit more of this mining. Now it looks like all the furnaces are able to go to. It'll make it last longer. We certainly need way more productivity modules. But we're putting them where we're hurting most right now. Still a really piddly amount that we're processing. But like our supply barely keeps up with the demand. Like our supply of ore going into bricks. Definitely gonna need a better one. That does kind of put a damper on the grand scheme. Maybe not to such an extreme degree that I'm like, oh poo, everything is awful. Something else that we really need is big electric poles, and I don't believe I have them set up anywhere. We do not. So we're going to set those up because we need those for our formula as well. Plus, they're just nice to have. They are the same recipe as a medium electric pole, but with a higher demand on sticks and steel plates. So let us locate... Here is where we're making that. Wow, the spaghetti that I did here. Jeez. Nothing about this iron needs to go in this exact spot. As jank as it sounds. As completely drenched by the sauce as it sounds. Okay. Why did I do that again? So that I could extend this out so that I could make big electric poles easier. Holy, this is awful. What the heck was I doing? I'll tell you what I wasn't doing. Thinking about the issue of space in the future. Oh my god, it's one of the most beautiful things I've seen in my life. This works, right? New plan. There we go. Yeah, perfect. But if you close your eyes, does the spaghetti almost seem like it's kosher? Hey, well, for better or worse, we're now producing big electric poles. It's fine. It's compact. Looks like all the other builds are fine. I always have to, like, watch things for a little bit to see if anything broke from what I just did. Whatever this is, I really like it. I was living in the light making this design. Oh my god, and that even breaks over to there, too. Holy. This iron stick maker is actually just, like, the backbone of the entire factory. To an alarming degree, I would even say. But we can now change our logistic requests. I'm gonna move my PPAs over here. And we can now add big electric poles to our request. Now we can make a little blueprint that has a big electric pole and a roboport. And that should, theoretically, assuming it's in roboport range, allow for roboport chaining, which should allow for some form of, like, hands-off building, which would be nice. The issue is the range does seem to be less far than one big electric pole. But we can totally see if the range will work any direction we go. So now we can see the wire, right? Yes. I should be able to, in theory, in principle, chain roboports as long as this wire connects. Why does that not have power? Oh my goodness. Everything is awful. Because I misplaced it by one entire thingummy one. So now if I copy this, as long as that wire is connected, the bots should theoretically be capable of moving it. Which they do seem to be. Which means I will get vision of areas naturally. I don't know why those two are so close together. This will allow me to eventually build over to there and then have them automatically build the walls themselves, which means I don't need the walls anymore, which means this place can build itself automatically, which will be nice. It is a slow process, to be certain. I'm gonna turn off my personal logistics for a little bit. And just kind of let them focus on doing this for now. I don't know how far away I want it from the wall. I guess what we'll do now is copy the wall. Why can't I place this blueprint? I'm confused. It's because I don't have vision. Okay, interesting. Maybe I should go up there and start placing a few of these to start so I have vision. I guess I could just go there myself. It doesn't have to be so complex. Oh, they are here. I just couldn't see them. Great. Oh. Less great.
Last time on Game Grumps.
My YouTube auto playing into not music and a music playlist is wild. Holy moly. Caught me off guard there. Alright, so we can't clear this because we can't see it. Seems to be the rule. Or it doesn't actually exist because I cleared it while we didn't have vision? Interesting. Alright, so if we're very, very careful, it should be very easy for us to automatically make a wall across here then. For some reason, I thought elevated rails were gated behind a planetary tech. It's interesting that they're not. Yeah, they are successfully placing it upwards. They're slow at it, but they're efficient enough. Also going to turn off my own robots for a bit too, because I don't want any of this here. I want to make sure that everything's like perfect, and I can't really tell if it's perfect or not. We're just gonna redo all of it. I do not know why there's a rule against seeing it, not being able to see something like that without vision, but that is no big deal. Okay, so it is fine. So what I'm going to do is click and then just go all the way to the right. And that should theoretically result in a very long wall to the right, which it seems to do. Which means I no longer have to worry about this. I just have to worry about placing turrets down in a satisfactory way. Will they damage the walls? I'm gonna Google that. Can flamethrower turrets damage walls? Walls and turrets seem to be safe. Other buildings and you can go up in flames. Great. In that case, we will place these with the expectation of being able to hit everything on the wall. Is there a button I can push? I believe there is, to show turret coverage. This is not a turret that is placed currently. It is but a mere ghost, so we cannot see it. Ah, perfect, okay. So this spacing seems sufficient for covering everything. Now I already see a problem, which is that the blueprint I placed does not seem to take trees into account. Maybe. Ooh, that's a misplace, but that's okay. I think I misplaced that one as well. This should give us like perfect coverage of the flamethrowers. I'm saddened that there's like a one tile gap here that they could fit through. That's a little bit unfortunate, but we'll patch it up and hopefully it'll be fine. So now we also need to do a piping ourselves because we don't have the pipes efficient. I should have done these pipes ahead of time. This was very dumb of me not to do. Oh, these are like almost perfectly spaced though. I do like that, I'll admit. So now I need to copy this and paste it here. And we can do this on a much more grand scale too. Every time we finish another set of them, we can just do like a much bigger one. I think we'll have bots automate pipe to ground so that they can do this for me in my stead, because this is going to be quite a bit of work to do. Though I have to admit, it is kind of nice seeing how easy it comes together with these blueprints. I could just use the map for this. It's probably easier just to walk so we can see that we don't mess anything up. We still haven't, like, got the oil plugged in either, but I don't think that's going to be a problem as much as basically everything else we've set up. It feels very strange not doing this by hand. I mean, we're doing this part by hand, I suppose. Hey, there's a part we missed anyways, so it's good to check. Turns out it's not the most cash money thing in the world to just have a giant gap in your defenses. Ooh. See, this is why I turned my bots off, because they would be going bananas right now trying to help. Which, super grateful that they would care to try to help, but now is not the time. We can't fit a flamethrower turret here, which is a little bit awkward. I will instead compensate by placing an extra one, which needs to be a little bit further away. Nope, still gotta go a little further. Wait, no, this should be fine. I'm being ultra dumb. I want to play more Mega Bonk. That game is fun. I know I mentioned it earlier in the stream. Oh, I didn't even think about pumps and stuff. We might have to do pumps manually. That's fine. I don't really know how much space a pump needs. It's something we'll figure out some other time. This is already enough to take in at once. The corner will also have to be done a little bit differently. Hoping that'll be sufficient coverage. But I will place one more just in case. So now the fun part, trademark. Which is connecting this down. Oh my god, it's going to be so much easier to just not connect it there and instead connect it. I'm not bringing it up to this wall. There's no reason to have more defenses at this wall. That should be sufficient. We're just going to pull it down. Honestly, pulling it up here will almost certainly be easier. As long as it connects, we can set up pumps later on. Really should have set up those processing units just so I could, like, walk quicker. But also I think we need better armor to, like, feasibly do it. What I'm actually going to do, too, before I forget, is I want to extend this out so that we can start getting some of this construction done. Actually, this should be equidistant enough where I can just do this, right? Oh man, this is crazy. This is like a much bigger scale than anything I've done in this game before. Usually when I'm doing this kind of stuff, I'm playing with other people who do all the hard work for me. So I'm very much dropping myself in the deep end by trying this. Man, this is a long walk. I'm glad I made all the extra underground pipes. We're going to have to set up an underground pipe maker for sure, because they won't be able to finish this construction on their own. And it should just be that easy. Hopefully. Alright, so that's the north wall legally set up. I'm accidentally placing ghosts? I don't think I did successfully, thank goodness. We'll have to see how much work they get done. They're complaining about missing underground pelts, but look at it! They're making the wall! Oh, that's so cool. We are going to need one more... Oh no, that might be enough over there once they place that one. Oh, that's so cool. I'm goofing right now. Very, very, very cool. Much easier than placing all of it myself. Although I placed ghosts, being able to just like mass place a bunch is very, very nice. So what we're going to actually do is I'm going to trash all of these walls. In fact, I'm going to make a few storage chests. And I'm going to just trash a boatload of stuff and throw it into storage chests so that my bots can just kind of like go hog wild with it. Now, I do know that we're going to have like a bot shortage for a long time. Actually, can we turn bots on the minimap? Oh, the great bot migration. We have less bots than I thought we had. But literally, as soon as they get to here, that wall should just kick on. I'm also going to remove my robo ports too. Actually, you know what? I should just put these away myself so the bots have access to them. I'm being dumb. I don't want to give them more to do. I just want to give them more resources to work with. Yeah, sorry, bots. Okay, so we need underground pipes, which is just iron plate plus pipe. We don't really we have like one pipe maker, but I guess we have two of them. The dealio is we need more. And I think I'm going to do it in an ultra spaghetti way, which is ironic since we're putting in so much effort into making these walls and stuff. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. I just keep oozing about it because, like, it's working. Perhaps we should have set up blueprints for turrets there as well, but it should, assuming we have the robot coverage there, it should be that easy to just kind of, like, put it in a box, tell them to place it, and they should do it. The issue is we don't have a good way to get ammo up there yet, so I'm hoping that flamethrowers will be sufficient on their own. I don't know if they will be, but I'm hoping they will be. I'm optimistic that they will be. So I'm going to set up underground pipes here. And then just pull them out and slap them in a box. You don't need a crazy amount of them. But we do need some. And the bot's got plenty other stuff to do in the meantime. How the heck is there an odd number in here? I must have withdrawn one. Withdrawn. Oh, look at them go. They're so coordinated. Oh, they ran out of power. Yeah, getting that bot speed would have been a nice boon as well. That is slightly out of our bot's coverage range, it looks like. Did they end up going through the extra roboports I put in there yet? They grabbed one of them. Let me move that chest further up. It's kind of in a bad place. I don't even remember where it is anymore. I just, like, looked at it a second ago. There we go. I'm gonna just put this up by the walls so that they can just be like, oh, thank you, and just use those. Although they might use the other one first. I don't know if the chest priority is most recently placed or most recently, or I guess oldest placed, but one of them should be correct. I'm gonna put this right here. Give them some supplies. They're even starting to put down those pipes already. Very nice. Hoping one comes with a roboport soon. Being that it doesn't have like an angry symbol on it, we should be good to go. You did place a roboport there though. Did I accidentally place these too far apart? No, that should be in the range. I guess it just hasn't reached the priority yet. Or did we run out of walls and that's why? Oh snap, did we run out of walls? I need to put walls in this box. What am I thinking? I don't know why that's flashing. We do have those things for it. Oh! Those are over the water. Oh! It's like, what do you mean we're missing 4, what the heck is that stuff called? Landfill. Oh, my beautiful bots. Go. Place this stupid thing. It must be based on proximity, perhaps. Are you the one? My sweet angel. There goes my hero. Dropping a robo-pour. Holy. Never been so excited to see a bot. It's slow, but it's gradual, and it's making progress. They're definitely starting to rip from that now, too, which is nice. Alright, we need to stop, like, creeping on them. We need to let them do their thing. Either way, the northern wall is really defensible currently. That's a new biter expansion, I believe. I don't think I saw that one before. I could go clear it out. Let's go do that real quick. I wanted to clear at least some of them near our walls where they're going to go, because it buys us some time. Is that directly on a copper mine? Not directly, but it's pretty close. I figure this way we'll have like a little bit of leeway on not getting our walls munched. Also, getting attacked from an area that's not currently defended would be very annoying, which is kind of what we're experiencing, so I'd rather not have that go on. Pipelines have been overextended. Okay, interesting that they show them as overextended before even having juice in them. Good to know. I will solve that. I think I'll do those manually. Allow me to quickly go shoot some buggos first, though. I love tanks. Spidertrons are way cooler, though. I was using one in a randomizer that I did recently of Factorio. Because I don't think I've actually gotten one, like, properly. I think I've only got them in randomizer so far. But man, is it fun. You can turn them into little DJs, too, which is nice. Which I know doesn't really mean much if you don't know exactly what I'm thinking about, but if you place, like, some belts in a circle and put them on their little handses, it'll be like they're DJing with discs. Let us turn on our personal robots again so that we can get some repairs while we're inside of here. Do we want to take out that big one is a question. I think our wall is only going to go to here. I think this expansion area and this expansion area will be sufficient for this wall to go here. So kind of, so they stop spreading. Also, it's a little bit annoying. Why aren't we being repaired? Because I toggled them off again somehow. Okay. That is a heckin' beautiful coal mine over here. Do we have anything quite like that? We do have a 4.5 miller and a few 2.1s that are going to be in the walls, but a 10er is quite nice. I think I'm going to step back a little bit on my design. Wait, what the heck? You've already expanded out? You guys are so quick. But the factory must grow. Because what I was thinking was, you know, try to focus on the box design as much as possible. But we could save a lot of resources if we, like, cut back a little bit. Like, if I cut across here, like, look at all this water and stuff. Like, this is completely impassable. I don't have to defend here at all. I could just defend this line here, and then that defends all the way to here, basically. So I could save a great deal of resources cutting back. So I don't think I'm going to kill those yet. Because it's not a problem yet. Their expansion will be a little bit annoying, admittedly. I think I just heard my roommate come home too. Which means I'm probably gonna wrap up stream here. Because we're supposed to do lunch today. Oh, but it's so beautiful. But this was good progress. This was good progress. Yeah, I haven't done like most... I basically just woke up, turned on stream effectively, and I've been streaming since then. So I got stuff I gotta do today anyways. This was fun. I was planning on doing a few different things, like maybe booting up some Starlight Revolver or Mega Bonk or something, but man, the time just heckin' flies when you're doing factory game. But yeah, we did some good progress. We set up, speaking of, let's take a look at it. Babies first. Nuclear reactor power plant, and it functions, which is nice. It is also expandable. It should be very easy to expand this out to more. We redesigned our rail system, and something's not quite working. Wow, what, I think I see the problem. I think there needs to be a rail signal right here. Which we'll go fix now. Because that is... I don't think it's a deadlock, but it means that the uranium train is going to have to wait entirely for the copper train to fully unload before reaching its stop, which is not the most positive thing for throughput. But we got the trains running, which is quite nice. They were running before, but now they're running real good. We got the uranium set up, and we started an incredible wall expansion. We still don't even have purple or yellow science set up, but I figure once we get this, we can kind of tear apart the factory and redesign things a little bit. Let's see if my hunch is correct, and this single rail signal will set us free. Chan-chan! There you go. Fixed it in real time. Alright, but we're gonna wrap up there. This was a great deal of fun. Hopefully you had fun as well. I know a little bit since we played, but some good progress. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you'll have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Make sure to check out the YouTube too if you're curious, if you happen to watch the VOD or catching it live. I'm putting a lot of stuff up there, and you might enjoy it. And I'd appreciate your time watching it, so bye for now.